What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. On the last part, we saw the beginning of the Buu saga in the future, and with Bardock there, it went very differently than how it went normally. At first, it seemed like everyone would be able to stop Dabur and Babidi pretty easily, but thanks to Babidi's magic, Bardock was possessed, turned into Majin Bardock. This easy victory was quickly turned into a loss. Bardock's rage completely overpowered him, granting just enough energy to revive Majin Buu. But even though Buu's revived, they might be able to stop him. There might just be a way. We'll see that in this part. For this video, let's hit a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. After our heroes retreated, Babidi and Buu didn't really know what to do. Babidi thought about chasing them, but maybe it would be better for Buu to just go around doing whatever he wants. They'll take their sweet time destroying this planet, mainly because Buu also wants some candy. He's pretty hungry after being dormant for that long, and if it's gonna appease him, Babidi decides it's best to do it. And with Buu doing this, there's no one on Earth to stop him right now. He's just going around aimlessly, turning everyone into candy, destroying cities, basically just causing havoc anywhere he can. And it's pretty good for Babidi right now. No one's standing in his way, and Buu hasn't transformed like he did in the original series. There's nothing yet that would cause him to turn into Evil Buu, meaning that Super Buu, meaning Buu is easily controlled by Babidi. He has no other influences. So Babidi's able to do pretty much whatever he wants, but he's wondering when those people will return. He knows the Supreme Kai's eventually gonna have to come back. Maybe they won't come back in time to save Earth, but they'll definitely have to encounter him eventually. Let's go over to the sacred world of Kais. Bardock is still unconscious, and Kibito goes over to start healing him. He's also going to try using some magic, trying to see if he could reverse the spell somehow. Bardock's definitely broken free of Babidi's control by now, but just to be extra safe, they need to do this. While that happens, Gohan and Trunks train with the Z-Sword, trying to figure out what they could do with that. Maybe that might be the key to defeating Buu. It's really powerful after all, but they probably need to practice with it a bit more, especially Trunks since he's the one wielding it right now. Shin has a great idea. Maybe some target practice will help. How about this? He'll create a couple blocks of Kachin, throwing them at Trunks, and Trunks will just have to break them with the sword. Sounds like a plan. They go for that, and immediately, the Z-Sword breaks. It doesn't even last through one block. Alright, this is definitely going to be cause for concern. That sword seemed to be their only hope, and it's broken now. Forget that too, it's a sacred item and they just broke it. Shin starts flipping out, and Kibito doesn't even want to look over. He heard a loud crack and immediately knew something bad happened. But actually, this is something good, because soon after they're greeted by someone unexpected. It seems to be another Kai. He's really old and they don't know how he got there or what he's doing here. It's Elder Kai, and he explains what just happened. They freed him from the Z-Sword. He was trapped in there, sealed away a long time ago, and they freed him. Oh, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing that they broke the Z-Sword. They freed this guy after all. But can he help them in any way? I mean, he is an older Kai. Maybe he has a lot of knowledge that they could use. He asks what the problem is, and they explain, catching him up to speed. Hearing about Majin Buu's revival is definitely a bad thing, but he does know something that might help. Just as all of this is going on, Bardock wakes up. He's fully healed, and he seems to be back to normal. This only adds to the confusion though because he sees 3 Kais instead of 2, but they catch him up to speed next. Bardock asks if he has any techniques that could help them, and he tells Bardock he was about to say something, but Bardock rudely interrupted him. Couldn't he regain consciousness at a better time? Elder Kai begins explaining. He could draw out a fighter's latent potential. This will make them extremely powerful, and it might be enough to defeat Buu. The great thing is they have 3 strong fighters there. Great, they can have all their potentials unlocked. Well, not really. It's going to take a bit of time, especially if someone has a lot of potential, it'll take even longer to unlock that. At first, the popular pick is Gohan. He's one of the strongest right now, and he probably has the most potential being a hybrid Saiyan and all. Everyone agrees to this, but then Gohan interjects. Of course, it's good that he has a lot of potential, but they might not have the time to spare for that. If Elder Kai's going to unlock his potential, it's going to take way too long, and by that time, Earth might be fully destroyed. It doesn't matter how powerful Gohan is if there's nothing to save once he's ready. They need to make some sort of compromise, and he turns over to Bardock. Bardock said he wanted to be the one to make this right, and Gohan tells him this is his chance. He knows that wasn't an empty promise. He knows Bardock feels obligated to do this. It's not just a matter of Bardock being a more convenient pick, but also because Gohan knows how badly Bardock feels about all of that. And he'd still be pretty strong with the ritual too. Even though he doesn't have as much latent potential as Gohan, he'll still get extremely powerful from this, and who knows, maybe he'll unlock some other stuff too by having his potential unlocked. And hey, if that ritual is as good as it seems, Gohan could just do it later on anyways once they have more time. Alright, it's decided. The ritual is performed on Bardock, while Gohan and Trunks continue training elsewhere. They'll at least make the most of their time before they go back to fight Buu. Although, their training's not going to be too beneficial because they don't have too much time to train, but at least they can be healed by Kibito in the meantime, meaning they at least get some boost in power just from that heal. They've decided that they're going to head to Earth before Bardock does. Even though they can't actually defeat Buu right now, they can at least try and hold him off, buying some time before Bardock gets there. Elder Kai tells him not to worry. This ritual will only take about a day, which does seem pretty long, but also isn't too bad. After about half a day passes, Gohan and Trunks return to Earth. Luckily, not much progress has been made by Buu yet. For someone that likes to destroy stuff, he's pretty slow at it. He's taking his sweet time because he's too busy eating a lot of stuff. And it's not like Babidi can do anything about it. He has to keep Buu happy at least. Gohan and Trunks are ready. Their objective isn't to actually fight Buu right now, just to hold him off, defend people, evacuate cities, whatever they could do. But even though they're not aiming to kill Buu, they are aiming to kill someone, Babidi. Babidi's not that strong, and if they can get a sneak attack on him, maybe that'll work. They rush in, going through one of the nearby cities, getting everyone to evacuate as quickly as possible, if they weren't already evacuating. And at the same time, once everyone's actually out of there, they decide to power up. This city is empty, and even though Buu might destroy it once he comes here, they won't have to worry about any casualties. They're gonna draw him in over here, trying to stretch this out for as long as possible, probably retreating partway through too. And Buu takes the bait. Babidi is able to sense the key, and Buu stops destroying whatever he's in the middle of, going over there to where Gohan and Trunks are. Babidi's elated to see them again, but he wonders where that Supreme Kai went, as well as Kibito and Bardock. Trunks says not to worry about them. He wants Babidi to just focus on them for now. They even act confident, as if they could defeat Buu. They gotta stall him for as long as possible, and maybe this will be a good enough bluff. Babidi is elated to hear this, and Buu goes in ready to fight the two of them. They turn into Super Saiyan 2, showing off this great realm of power, and immediately they start fighting on the defensive. As Buu attacks, they jump out of the way, trying to keep as much distance as possible, attacking from afar. This might not be as bad as it seems. Back on the sacred world of Kai's, Bardock is still going through his ritual. It's just over halfway done, and he does feel power welling up within him. Of course, he hasn't actually tried it out yet. Elder Kai told him to sit still, but Bardock can still feel it. And also, something weird begins happening. His visions, they begin coming back again, but something's different about them. Before he had very limited access to them. He could try and do them at will, but they weren't too clear, and he couldn't look too far ahead without being inaccurate. But having his potential unlocked doesn't just mean his power is going to increase. This ability is going to improve too. And it's weird. He gets a vision. Elder Kai notices Bardock's mood changes. He looks a lot happier than he did before. His vision wasn't too far into the future. He saw Gohan and Trunks. They were beaten up pretty badly, but still okay. And the perspective, it was from his own. He was seeing into the future, himself arriving to Earth. He tells Elder Kai what he just saw. He watched Majin Buu defeated in real time, by him. Everything's gonna be okay. Shin and Kibito are relieved to hear this, and Bardock tells them what they should do. He tells Shin to go in. If he tries to sneak attack Babidi, it'll work. He's too distracted right now. All he needs to do is teleport in, kill Babidi, and then come back. So Shin does that. Right at the same moment, he Kai's back to Earth. Babidi's surprised. He feels another energy behind him, but it's already too late. Instantly, he's killed by Shin. Buu looks over in confusion. With Gohan and Trunks equally as confused, Shin tells him it's alright. It's Bardock's premonitions. He saw them winning. The two of them just need to hold off Buu for a little bit longer, and they're glad to hear this. Bardock's visions haven't let them down so far, and apparently they seem a lot more vivid this time. They're reinvigorated, going back in to fight Buu. They still do try and keep their distance though, trying to stretch the fight out over long distances and long time. They just need to hold out for about another 12 hours or so. And even though Buu isn't controlled by anyone right now, he's not really the smartest guy. They're able to mess with him, trick him, and do pretty much anything in their power to stall him. At a certain point, they're tired out. They're a bit beaten up too. But just as Bardock foresaw, they're okay. And immediately Bardock teleports in. Shin wishes him good luck as he teleports back to the sacred world of Kaiser with their watch. It's kinda weird too. Bardock knows he has victory here, but he didn't even test out his power yet. As soon as the ritual was done, Shin teleported him here. But hey, this is gonna be the perfect time to test it. Right now they're in the middle of nowhere, and Buu begins clapping. Another fighter showed up. This is gonna be fun. And Bardock tries to show off his power. As Elder Kai said, he needs to power up as if he were going with Super Saiyan, but don't actually do that. He powers up, creating a massive gust of wind. It even knocks Gohan and Trunks back. A crater is created below him. Buu even shields his eyes, amazed at this power. Gohan and Trunks are insanely confused. He got this strong from that ritual? But nothing looks different about him. He's powered up and his hair looks the same. He has a white aura around him, and his demeanor's gotten a bit more serious. But other than that, he looks the exact same. So this is what it's like to have his potential unlocked. This is Ultimate Bardock. He goes in to attack Buu, pummeling him. The attacks are working, but something weird happens. His foresight acts up. He sees Buu attack him, a split second before Buu actually does attack him. Thankfully, Bardock's quick enough to react too. What is this? Gohan and Trunks watch on. This is crazy. Yeah, Bardock's speed is insane and his reaction time is great too. But it's not like he's blocking attacks either. He's avoiding them perfectly. Every single move Boo's about to make is choreographed right in front of him. It's insane. He's got a play-by-play analysis of what Boo's doing. As he avoids Boo's attacks, he launches a blast up into the sky. Buu then backs up, trying to charge an attack of his own. But the blast that Bardock sent upwards comes back down. Bardock's even able to predict where Buu would be. He could preemptively avoid attacks and preemptively send them. But even though Bardock is having fun with this and his Saiyan blood is pumping, he can't fool around. He promised that he'd make this right. He's been given the opportunity and he's not going to waste it. He powers up one last time. The energy he gives off is insane, and he tells Gohan and Trunks to stand back. He cups his hands together. Blue ki swirls around him. He draws his hands back and shouts Kamehameha, launching them forward. But this isn't any normal Kamehameha. It's bigger than any one that they've seen before. Everything is shaking, illuminated in the blue light. It's almost blinding. Buu is hit head-on by it, and he begins disintegrating, pretty quickly in fact. Bardock follows through, putting one more blast of power into it. The beam expands more, and Buu is completely erased. Nothing is left of the Majin. He powers back down. They did it, and this power that he has, it's incredible. He never expected something like this. He walks up to Gohan and Trunks, apologizing to them. This all could have been avoided if it weren't for him. But Gohan apologizes too. He blew up at Bardock before. That wasn't something he willingly did. Babidi took control of him, manipulated him. It was pretty much unavoidable. All that matters now is that everything's okay. There have been casualties, and they can't restore them with the Dragon Balls unless they go to Namek. But still, if they didn't intervene at all, it would have been much worse. The entire planet would have been destroyed. And considering what they went through with the androids before, this isn't as bad. It was pretty localized in fact. It might have not been a perfect outcome, but still, it was a good one. So what happens following this arc? Well, Gohan and Trunks do consider doing that ritual, but Gohan decides he would rather work for that power instead. If he has that potential within him somewhere, he could just work for it. It would probably be better anyways. He would get more experience too, instead of just sitting there and getting it handed to him. No offense to Bardock, he had to do that out of necessity. And who knows, maybe Gohan can get his own thing. Trunks agrees too. Gohan is his master after all, and whatever he says might be the best option for him. Plus, after all that they went through, they do want some time to rest. Take a little break from training maybe, and they do get a few years of peace. More time passes. They wonder how the past timeline is doing after they saved it, hoping that it's okay. Things here actually turned out pretty nicely too. Future Gohan got what he wanted. He's actually able to become a scholar now. Sure, it's kind of weird because the Earth did just come back from an apocalypse not too long ago, but they do need scholars, and this is perfect for him. He's even got a relationship going on. And as for Trunks, he works at Capsule Corp mostly. The world is still slowly rebuilding, especially after Buu set them back a bit, and he and Bulma are performing a lot of humanitarian efforts. He's even met someone too, although something's a bit weird about him. And as for Bardock, well, he's Bardock. He doesn't need to settle down anywhere. He already does have a family. Even though his wife and sons are deceased, he still does have a family here. He has Gohan, and he's gotten a lot closer with Chi-Chi and Ox King too, helping out over there around the house and everything. And he actually does find an activity that he likes, farming. Hey, it's a job and he gets some training in while he does it. It's kind of a win-win. He's supporting his family, creating food for people, and getting some workouts in the process. But even with all this peace, it's gonna end eventually. Well, not quite yet though. At some point, Beerus awakens. He woke up a while ago from a nap, but not much was going on. From what he heard, that one planet Earth was being terrorized by androids, and surprisingly after the second nap, it seems the planet's still somewhat okay. Weird. He definitely thought it would have been gone by now, but maybe this actually gives him an opportunity. That Super Saiyan God that he dreamt of before. He knows that Saiyans do exist on that planet, but only 3 of them, and 2 of them are half Saiyan. Wait, 3 Saiyans? He asks Whis what happened, and Whis explains. Apparently there was another Saiyan that showed up. They don't know where he came from or how he got there, but something's odd about him. Whis says there appears to have been a time anomaly. This Saiyan is actually from the past. He was supposed to have died during Planet Vegeta's destruction, but he came here somehow, meaning he actually is a full Saiyan. This gets Beerus hyped up. Not only is Earth okay, but a pure Saiyan exists there. Maybe this is the Super Saiyan God he was looking for. He did travel through time after all. Something has to be special about him. But he's still a bit groggy. He's not gonna head there right away. Bardock is relaxing at home one day. His visions have been pretty fine so far. After having his potential unlocked, and with all this time that's passed, the random visions he'd had before haven't been appearing as much. And when he does want a vision to happen, he's able to summon one. Although he can't just do it whenever he wants. He needs to be in the right mindset for it. He needs a desire for that. He figured this out after his fight with Buu. During that fight, he desired being able to see that stuff. But now that he's living in peace, he hasn't really seen anything interesting yet. But out of nowhere, one of these random visions appears. And oddly enough, it's not as vivid as the others. He sees a man that looks like a purple cat. A blue guy with large white hair. And just like his vision with Buu, this vision is from a first-person perspective. He's watching himself. He's on a different planet with these two, and he doesn't know what's going on. He's not too concerned though. They didn't seem hostile, and wherever he was, it looked like he was training. But Bardock then freezes up. For a split second, another random vision appears. And it's from his perspective again. But this time, he sees something terrifying. He sees fire, everywhere. A destroyed city. The vision goes away, and another appears. 2 more figures are in front of him, surrounded by fire, smoke, and darkness. He can't make them out except for their silhouettes. And one of them looks oddly familiar. Bardock doesn't know what he saw, but he's concerned. Who are those 4 people in his visions? And with that, we'll leave off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen next time? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so you can get another part of this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as clicking the bell icon so you're notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.